All right, guys, let's do this quick video. What do you think are 5 of the most annoying plumbing issues that a homeowner would face, right? Top 5 plumbing expenses that a homeowner faces. These expenses, though they're not, they could be major, but some of these are minor. And obviously, when you own a home, maintaining the home is expensive. So the less you could cut down on the maintenance, the better. So these 5 things I'm going to go over, make sure you're checking these things periodically, because sometimes this is happening and you have no idea, you have no clue that this is happening. Until it's too late sometimes, or until you get a big water bill or something to that effect, or big damage or mold or something bigger than that. So remember these tips I'm going to go over, they may seem minor, but they could lead to bigger things, right? So let's get into it. So the first one is a dripping faulty faucet. You know, that means when you turn the water off, it just keeps dripping. And there are many reasons that this could happen. It could be that the faucet is older. It could be that when you turn it off, it's not holding in the off position. It could be a minor thing. It could be that you have to change the entire faucet. But a dripping faucet can wreak havoc on your water bill if it continues to just drip, 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 drip. And based upon what it's dripping into or dripping on, it can also cause a watermark. It could start to cause mold or water damages or whatever it is. So even if it's dripping in the sink, you want to make sure you take care of it, because if it's dripping, 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 there goes your money dripping with it, because the water bill is going to reflect a dripping faucet. So dripping faucet is very, very common in many, 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 many homes, but you just want to make sure you catch it, and make sure if you have kids that they're turning off the water completely, because sometimes it's just not turned off correctly. So make sure they turn off the water completely. That's super important. Another one is low water pressure. So, you have maybe some bathrooms, if you have more than one bathroom in your home, most people do. Some bathrooms sometimes have low pressure, the kitchen have low pressure. What sometimes happens is sometimes when you have the washing machine on, another faucet runs low until the machine fills. So based upon the functionality of your home and how many people are in it, you could say, you know what, I don't care. If the machine, we already know if the washing machine is on, this particular pipe is low, so that's fine, we could live with it. But maybe you're like, you know what, no, because we do laundry a lot and we don't want to have to wait to take a shower just because the machine is filling up. So that's something that a plumber could easily fix. There's a lot of do-it-yourself videos on YouTube on this or other platforms. But sometimes low pressure maybe may go beyond what you think it is. So it's not a bad idea to have a licensed plumber come in and just find out why is it being affected. Or maybe you could just talk to them on the phone and they might tell you some things you need to check that you could solve the problem of having very low water pressure. The other one is a running toilet. And don't we all know that when we have this running toilet, crazy water bill after running toilet, right? So sometimes it's different things in the tank that could be happening. The flapper may be loose. Maybe it's not when it flushes, the chain is catching on something and it's causing the water to drip. Maybe the flapper is not sucking onto the bottom of the tank, so that when the tank falls, the water is still going down, which means it's telling the toilet it needs to refill itself. So that's definitely a water bill. And what you don't want is to get a water bill to find out you have a leaking toilet. I'll give you a quick story. So I went on a cruise for Christmas 2024, and one of the toilet in my master bathroom, for whatever the reason is, when you flush it, it's in your home, by the way. When you flush it, you have to jiggle the angle to make sure it doesn't stop, because otherwise it will stop. It will keep running. So for whatever the reason is, I got to keep jiggling the angle to make sure it flushes correctly.
Need to buy or sell fast? Make one call, that's all. And put our 23 years of experience to work for you. Gift Group Sells Homes is the way to go. Call for 07-791-4713.
Well, I guess I used it before I left for my cruise, and I must have forgotten in my excitement or whatever it is. I went on a cruise for 7 days. I came back. The minute I walk in the bedroom, because now the house is quiet. So I walk in the bedroom, I'm like, what's that noise? Oh my gosh. When I looked, I realized the toilet was running for the entire week I was on the cruise. So you can just imagine my water bill. And I sucked it up. I'm like, I'm not even going to call the water company because I know this is what happened. So then every time I fix that same toilet angle, the home, so this 2024, the home was built in 2022. It's only 3 years old. So for whatever the reason is, when you flush it, everything works well. But whenever you flush the toilet, somehow the lever gets stuck. So I have to jiggle it and make sure it stops at a certain point so that it doesn't continue running and not stopping. And that was a very expensive lesson for me to learn. Not only did I learn that lesson, but a few times after that, not consecutively, but a few times after that, I keep forgetting or not realizing. So I'll use the bathroom and I'll go do other things in the house and I'll come back to the bedroom and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's still running. So it's very, very important that you check running toilets because you will find it on your water bill. And sometimes it's like, I have no idea why mine is doing it. Sometimes it's just crazy stuff. So make sure you're checking that. It's very important. The other one, number 4, is a leaky pipe. Like we have leaky pipes, we may have a leak at a joint somewhere in the plumbing system or something like that. So a lot of time that happens under the kitchen sink, especially us in our area, we have a lot of garbage disposal. So sometimes the garbage disposal connection drip. Sometimes it's the connection between the dishwasher and the plumbing that caused the thing to drip. It's always more prevalent under the sink that you're not looking for, right? So unless you're going under your sink all the time, the kitchen sink or the bathroom sink, you might miss it. So super important for you to check those areas every now and again. I do. I definitely do. Just to make sure there's no leaky pipe under the sink. Because sometimes you don't know until by the time you check it, the wood is already gone, right? And it's a hole down there sometimes. So make sure you're checking your sink, under your sinks quite frequently. If you see any watermarks anywhere that looks unusual, make sure you're checking that. Because sometimes, as I said, the joints get loose or whatever it is happens sometimes. And you get that leak and you don't even know you have it. And a lot of times it happens under the sink. So make sure you're checking that. Another thing is a clogged drain. Okay? Clogged drain. Clogged drain could be from excessive hair. Oh my God, my hair, I hate wearing my hair out because it sheds so much. And even brushing it out in the bathroom is like hair all over the place. If I try to brush it over the sink, hair goes under the sink. So make sure the clogged drain could be from that. It also could be from grease in the kitchen. Grease, sometimes people put the wrong thing down the garbage disposal. If you have a garbage disposal or garbage carburetor, guys, you gotta not put bones. Do not put bones. Do not put potato skins. We learned that the hard way. Not that we did it, but someone in our Airbnb property it was some kind of Irish holiday and they peeled a lot of potatoes and put all the potatoes down there and they completely messed up the carburetor. So don't put potato skins. Don't put bones. Don't put anything metal. Sometimes kids will throw a fork or spoon down the carburetor, pens, all that great stuff. That causes damages to your carburetor and it also causes leak. So make sure you're covering the carburetor when not in use, especially if you have kids and you know they have a way of throwing things in the sink so nothing goes down there. Because if you don't see it went down there, you're not going to always see it. And you turn it on, we just had a story like this 2 weeks ago. I'm full of stories, right? 2 weeks ago, I guess checked out and the cleaner said the carburetor wasn't working. And we're like, why isn't it working? We sent our other guy over there and he found this big metal piece, almost like a buckle that came off somebody's belt or something. I don't know how it got down the sink. I'm assuming a kid threw it down there because I can't see an adult doing that. But somebody threw something down there and they tried to start it so many different times between the guest and the cleaner that was probably trying to get it started. By the time we took it out, it was completely bended and twisted. We had to change the whole unit out. And that's an expense. So be very careful if you have a garbage disposal or a carburetor in your kitchen that you're keeping it covered, especially if you have kids, because that could be a costly thing. So we could get clogged drains from grease, too much food down the drain, all this kind of stuff. Sometimes it's easily cleared. Sometimes it's not easily cleared. Sometimes you got to get a snake to snake it out and you need a plumber for that based upon how handy you are. So be mindful of your drain areas. Make sure you're using a drain cover. Make sure you're mindful of what you're throwing down the sink. Don't put seeds in your garbage disposal or garbage carburetor either, because that will cause it to clog. All that needs to go down there is, food that you eat. No bones, no seeds, no potato skins. Don't put excess of anything in there, right? If you have a lot of rice, just put the rice in the garbage. Don't throw the rice down there. It might not be able to do the whole thing, and next thing you know, you have a garbage disposal damage that you have to take care of. So that's super important. Go ahead and put in the comments some of the preventative measure that you use to prevent some of these things from happening. But the 5 biggest plumbing expenses you're going to encounter is going to be dripping or faulty faucet, low water pressure, running toilet, leaky pipes, and a clogged drain. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you on the next video.
Need to buy or sell fast? Make one call, that's all. And put our 23 years of experience to work for you. Gift Group Sells Homes is the way to go. Call for 07 791 4713.